Live. Hi, YouTube.
What up, YouTube?
Sorry,
What's going
y'all.
on? Why be sorry? You gotta work.
Do I, though?
Yeah.
My hours ended 3
Oh,
hours ago. You know what I mean?
oh, what's going on here?
What's the matter?
Oh, it's the ad.
Oh, can you hear the ad?
Sound on. Yeah, I can hear it. It's fucking me up.
Really? Because I have the site muted on my end.
Oh no, no. It
Do you have
wasn't you. It
something
wasn't you.
playing on your side?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sorry.
Cadet, Hita, Nisa,
What up? What
Cinderlou,
up?
what's up, everybody? So, Cadet's already in here saying, it's Rayman.
What about Toomba, dude? What
It's
about
not Tomba.
Toomba?
It's not Tomba.
Toomba.
Honestly, I thought Mercenary Kings.
Ooh.
But you know what? Like, Soul Canon does not steer us wrong. Let's go Rayman.
Yeah, let's go Rayman.
Was the first one just called Rayman? Yeah, it was. It's not Rayman.
Rayman.
What in the world's going on here? 87.
Okay, so it is on Metacritic, which means it's not terribly
Is this a
old.
rhythm game? Is that like a slide thing?
That looks like yeah. I'd say
But
that.
what would that be?
Dreamlight Valley had an up. Oh, I thought Nisa was like, actually, guys, it's Dreamlight Valley.
Let's just go with it's not, but just shapes and beats. Just to get to the next one. I don't want to just skip.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh my god, what's the name of that game? It is a rhythm game.
Let me see. Is it Windjammers?
No.
Oh, it's
No.
DS.
It's
Oh, okay.
DS. I could see it's like Spy something. Oh my god. Elite Beat Agents. That's what it is.
Oh,
Shout out to Dan who also got it. I had my eyes closed the whole time, so I wasn't cheating.
nice.
There it
Good
is.
job. First and foremost, everybody, thank you all so much for hopping into the Trophy Room pre-show. Almost forgot about that. And let me tell y'all something. I'm going to let y'all in on a little thing because I'm trying to be more open and honest with everybody. I committed a crime. No, I am having real bad anxiety today. Don't know why, but my heart rate is like at like 100. And for me, in my dumb brain, I'm like, oh, you're having a heart attack. If you're a big person out there, you know the struggles.
Yep.
Right? You get one back pain that's like above your shoulder. You're like, and this is the end.
Yeah.
So not a great brain day.
Take a deep breath. It's not the best brain day for me either, but we got this. You got this.
You're right.
It's just a phase that will pass soon.
Yes.
That's all you gotta keep telling yourself. Like if it was something serious, you wouldn't be standing here in front of the camera. Yeah. It'd be
You're right. I'd be clutching my pearls.
Sure. If you had pearls. Do you own pearls? Yeah. Does Mama Bad Bit own pearls?
No, we're not Regal.
Yeah. We don't go to the Regal cinema. Yeah. We go to AMC. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, what's this game all about?
So Candace's Valkyrie Profile.
You know what?
Or 13 Sentinels. I was thinking like Professor Layton.
It was giving me those vibes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
For which one?
Professor Layton.
Okay.
Also, I'm sweating because it's 80 degrees in this room. I don't like it.
Feel free to yell at us when we're clearly wrong.
Yeah.
It's not. Okay, now let's go with Silk Cadets. Let's go Valkyrie, whatever it's called. It's Chronicles or Profile. There's a Profile version?
Profile. Yeah, this does.
Okay, it's not Valkyrie.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, what?
Well, it's not Valkyrie Profile. Is it Chronicles? Are they two different
things? Perhaps.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. Very strange.
Always wanted to play this game.
Good job, Silk Cadet. Same. Didn't it get like a remaster or something? PS4?
I think so. I just like the World War I/2 aesthetic.
Yep.
That they got going on.
Yep. What's up, M9 Prime? Hope my internet on my phone stays strong. I'm driving around listening, doing OT in some areas. Tell me about it. 2 weeks ago, there was this very strange power outage we had at our house.
Yoshi, the yarn one.
The Woolly World.
Yeah. Or the Kirby bullshit game.
And ever since then, I don't get any cell coverage in my house. My
Really?
iPhone is always stuck on SOS.
What?
I don't know what happened. It worked perfectly fine beforehand.
Hmm.
So let's start Woolly World. If it's not that, it's Epic Yarn. If it's not that, it's one of the Mario games. Okay. Oh, this is definitely more. Wait, 73. Maybe it is
Yeah.
Epic Yarn?
It's yeah.
Oh. What other Kirby game?
What's a no, dude, Kirby
Superstar
sucks.
Saga?
Sure. What up, Stroops?
Or shit. Or was it Star Allies? Look at all these stupid Kirby games.
Dude, Kirby sucks. Kirby just straight up
What?
sucks.
Sure, let's go that one. It's not that one.
No.
Oh, cool. Genre. Oh, I was about to say the platform is platforms. Like, okay, what are you doing here?
Come on.
Oh, what?
Come on.
Oh, Switch.
It's on the but like every Kirby game's on the Switch.
It's
you
got.
know?
Maybe I clicked the wrong one. Maybe it's Star Allies. It's gotta be. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay.
I clicked the wrong one. Because this was the team that did the Forgotten World. Remember when we were doing Fantasy Critic? I was like, "There's no way this game's going to be that good," and because of this score. Oh well.
Oh well. We still won that league. You know.
We sure did. Oh Jesus Christ!
It's like they didn't even participate.
What is this?
What is that?
You know what?
It's Game Boy.
I'm going for it.
What is it? What is this? What are you doing?
Damn. One of my favorite
Not
NES
rated.
games, Ikari Warriors, is what I was going with. Poor?
What is poor? Poor favor?
Mm-hmm. It's not port.
Port.
Is this an Oregon Trail?
No, this is not.
No, it's not.
Be. Do SimCity.
Okay.
Because SimCity it's broad enough that like theoretically it would tell us.
I'm sorry?
They don't believe in it?
SimCity creator? What? Is it one? That's stupid.
Still so stupid.
No, it's not SimCity.
No.
Oh, it's DOS? I have no fucking idea.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know. What is this? This is frustrating. I don't like this one.
Fallout New Vegas. Business simulation game. Okay, we're gonna get this one wrong.
Right? This will be the first one, but also it's like nobody was alive back in the 1970s. Railroad Tycoon, Hida says.
But was that only a DOS game? It would say other platforms.
I like what they listen. We see you, Railroad.
Okay.
And I'm kind of liking that.
Holy shit,
Holy
Hida.
shit. Holy shit.
Saving the streak.
Wow.
Well done.
Wow. Ooh,
I can't believe that just happened.
Right?
Oh, I know these trees.
This looks like a
Oh, I know these trees.
looks like a JRPG type.
Uh-huh.
Like a Dragon Quest, you think?
I was thinking a Dragon Quest. I was thinking a Dark Cloud.
Ooh.
I was thinking you know what? My gut is saying Dark Cloud. And if it's wrong, I'll go out on my sword.
Go out swinging.
If I'm right, praise be to Jesus. Nope, it's not. Okay.
Nope.
Not rated.
Not rated.
So it's an older game.
Okay. That's fine. That looks good.
And now we're inside, though. Outside?
He just says, I've played my fair share of PC back in
Hell
the day.
yeah. And that was one of them.
One.
Nice.
All right. There you go.
I have no idea now. This is definitely not a Dragon Quest game.
Nope.
I gotta skip.
Yeah, skip it. I need more hints.
Whoa.
What?
Wait a second. Is it that the game that just came out?
What's that?
The one that everyone plays. Content warning? Choo
All
Choo
right, go for it.
Charles? I think Choo Choo Charles has a score, though.
No, yeah, Choo Choo Charles definitely has a score.
Let's see. Content. Yeah, I think Outlast got reviewed, too. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This just came out. This was
Dude.
on April Fool's Day. They released this for free.
Oh,
And it was
right.
only available for free. This looks, honestly, Joe, we're not PC people.
No, never.
You and I playing this game, I think we would have a ton of fun. Also, you're WandaVision, by the way.
Oh, I am?
Do you know the premise of this game?
No.
Basically, we are trying to create YouTube videos by going into these scary places and then upload them to, I think they call it SpookTube.
Uh-huh.
And the whole goal is to go viral on that platform. Like, you don't fight or anything, I don't think. You just
fucking video games,
you just
man.
film what you're doing. Yeah.
Someone that wasn't inspired by the Jake Paul Suicide Forest video.
Oh, Jesus. Every time I see Logan Paul in wrestling, I'm like, oh, God, what are you doing?
God damn it.
I'm thinking Metro.
Yeah. Yes.
Metro. What was the last one?
Or Stalker.
Or it could be. What was the last? Was it Last Light or Exodus? Was the last one?
Exodus. You were outside.
Boom.
We're dirty in this. Someone take us out of the game.
My brain is mush.
Yeah.
I had a day and a half.
Fair.
But listen, I know my Metro games. I like the Metro games. They're way too hard for me.
I was gonna say, have you
But they're
played
cool.
them?
Yeah, I played this one. I started the original. I never finished it.
Fair. Because when it's like, oh, every bullet
They're
counts.
beautiful. Oh, God, I think I know this right off the bat. Okay, I'm not looking at chat. I'm gonna look at you, Joe.
Okay.
I'm thinking Battletoads.
Why the fuck not?
Right?
Let's do it.
Like the opening level of Battletoads?
Yeah.
God damn it. I thought I had it.
That would have been great. That would have been great.
I had it.
I was rooting for you.
This is definitely NES, though.
Yep. Metacritic score not rated. Metacritic should go back so that they can make people fight in the past, you know?
You know, maybe hypothetical petitions will be signed. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
I've also seen these pixels before, Hita. So Canada says ghouls and goblins. Let's try it.
Let's do ghouls and goblins, dude. Or super ghouls and goblins.
Oh, I wonder if Ghouls and Ghosts is renamed in other countries to Ghouls and Goblins. It's not. Amiga. Oh no.
Ian
McCaskill.
McCaskill.
I've heard that name. Ian McCaskill.
Hi, it's Ian McCaskill. The McCaskill brothers.
Amiga.
That's right. Hi, laddie.
Sorry, Katie.
What?
Katie says, hello, usual check-in before bed. Also, God, don't bring up petitions.
Katie, I have to. It's the funniest thing. It's literally the thing that was giving me life. You kidding me? Ignore the funniest things I've ever seen in my life back to back to back. But Katie, you have my sword and shield.
Do you know how many video drafts I have on my phone of me parroting it?
Oh my God.
I have no idea. I'm going to skip for right now.
Okay.
Artillery and strategy. Oh, no.
No idea. It seems like,
It's
and I don't like to say this word.
It's not a Space Invaders. It's not a Galaga.
It seems like you're in heck.
Oh, how dare you. It's almost got a Worms vibe to it, but it's not Worms.
Because Worms is silly.
Yeah, but like the fire raining down, that looks like a weapon that I've used
like
in Worms.
It's in like the artillery games you get from
let's say Worms. Let's say there was an Amiga Worms game, not Worms. Worms.
Just Worms.
Holy shit!
What the fuck?
Oh, I did not know it went back that far.
It is.
Holy crap. Listen,
wow.
Listen,
Absolutely love to see it.
I will take it.
Yeah, I love it.
Whew. All right, chat. It's gonna look weird for a second when I switch over. We're on the right sides. Thank God. Also, how's everyone like my haircut?
Oh,
You know?
you're a little box now. You're a big box, so I can see you better. Looking good.
What is? Huh?
Looking
What?
spiffy.
What?
Well,
What's
because
it?
there was 3 boxes on screen.
Got it. Got it.
Looking
I thought you were
spiffy.
talking about my haircut, my hair prior. It's like, what do you mean boxy?
No.
Thank you, Katie. Got a rep Critical Role.
Mm-hmm.
Very big person friendly when it comes to their apparel,
Oh.
which is why I wear so much of it.
I like it.
Yeah. Who
The Dapper Trophy Room podcast.
Really quickly before we get into it.
Yeah.
I completely forgot because Marcus O'Neill tweeted that Step Brothers picture of us.
Yeah.
Forgot that was a thing that was made and you sent to people. Or maybe Marcus just printed it out. I forgot what it was.
Yep.
It seems like
God bless.
decades ago.
Those need a reprint is what I think they do. You know, they need. All right. You ready?
I am ready. Chat, we will see you in 16 seconds. Sorry, wrong one. Hold on. Please hold. All right, here we go. 16 seconds.
Okay. Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 372 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week we are talking about the worthless petitions to change the controversy in Stellar Blade. Ooh, Kyle, look at that, starting with fire. Kingdom Hearts getting a movie. Housemarque celebrates 3 years of Returnal. Tons of Flash news, and so much more as we do it live each and every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room and audio services the very day after. With all that said, with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Listen, if you want to do cat news, we can talk about cats if you want. They're not my favorite animal in the world, but we can talk about it.
Well, just because I'm trying to set up the room still, so now I have the webcam at the side of my monitor. Mm-hmm. I'm reading at an angle and it's throwing me off.
Oh, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, you got to get used to it.
Hey, Kyle, listen, I know that there is a ton of news to get to, some of which we're very excited to talk about. I got my thoughts on Stellar Blade 16 hours in. Ooh. I mean, there's some stuff we don't want to talk about, like the controversy in Stellar Blade, but we got to.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that stuff, I want to know, have you listened to the Kendrick Lamar diss track on Drake?
Haven't had the time. I know it dropped.
Yeah.
I think I heard the way it ended. Mm-hmm. On TikTok, people have used that. I'm like, oh, okay. Were we listening to a straight up murder of a human being?
This is what I've come to recognize in myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not much of a rap connoisseur as I once were.
Yeah, I am not either.
But once I heard about this feud that Drake and Kendrick have, mm-hmm. I'm like, I need to explore this because
the first
both
one
of them
that came out a few weeks ago, I loved it.
Yeah,
the Kendrick verse on that song and the beat to that, I forgot the name of that song, but it's from Metro Boomin and Future, I think.
Yep.
I'm really showing my whole white ass right now. But,
it's all good. It's all good.
I love that track and I love the beat to it, and Kendrick's verse is amazing.
Yeah.
Kendrick's the greatest of all time just to begin with.
And that's the thing. As much little information that I know, it's Kendrick is probably one of, if not the best rapper out right now. Why would anybody go after this man is beyond me, especially someone like Drake who, let's be real, he's got some catchy tunes, but he's no like linguist, right? Like
This man
he's
was on Degrassi in a wheelchair at some point.
exactly. It's like I don't know. He's not all of that. Like I've never had that.
He's talented. I've never really
Yeah.
like. He's had some few songs that I enjoy, but there's also
But
like
he's never
Hotline
been...
Bling, which I don't love at all.
It's so memeable. But that said, though, it's like, why would you go after this man? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
was it a publicist that told you to do it? I don't know. But what I found out about myself, Kyle, is though I'm not like much of a fan of rap, you know what I really discovered about myself? I discovered that I just love the drama.
I was about to say, you, ever since you went into that GameStop and caused a fit and went full Karen,
Yeah.
it's been leaking into other parts of your life. And this is just another one where you're like, give me all the town gossip. What's going on with so-and-so down the street? Why is Kendrick beefing with Drake? Oh, I'm picking a side. I'm on Kendrick's side now.
100%. I listened to the Kendrick song first, and I was like, okay, I need to know the full... I already picked my side, but I need to know all the information on what's going on. And so I spent a good afternoon going on with the beef between these two.
To add to this,
yeah,
if anyone knows of a TikToker, a YouTuber that teaches... It like does like a college class on what is happening in this beef and what the references are to people who aren't super familiar like us.
Yeah,
I'd be interested in watching that. A video essay on rap beefs, please, and thank you.
Please and thank. Yeah, I definitely would like that too. Because again, even like listen, everything that's happening with P Diddy.
Oh my
God!
God.
Let me know I want to know every single detail. I'm listening to every goddamn neighbor on the street.
You're just sitting on your porch, right? Like, you know, drinking whatever you're drinking.
Marmalade.
Exactly. Marmalade. You're just drinking jam? What's going on there?
Gallon of it.
Anyone that walks by, hey, what you've heard about this P Diddy fella? You know?
Exactly.
What's going on?
A fistful of marmalade. What's going on, huh? What do you kids know?
Now I'm envisioning you as Winnie the Pooh, with just like marmalade in your hand, just taking bites.
Yeah, and I'm Donald Duck in it. It's my porch. It's my property. It's a great time. Like there's some great escapism out there in the world that is a constant, garbage fire. It seems. So I really am. I'm just like, I want to know these outrageous stories. I want to know all the beefs. And I think I want to kind of start embracing the Karen inside me.
Okay.
All right.
I'm just preparing myself for the eventual Joe does a diss track against me.
You know what? I was actually thinking about that too.
And being like, I gotta really up my game and do something I'm not comfortable with to get back at him.
And I just don't think neither of us are talented enough to do a rap.
I don't know about that.
You think you could spit a verse?
I think I could. If I had the words
Kyle
in front of me.
Stevenson's got a flow. Yeah.
In front of me? Yeah, I think I could.
No, you can't read it. Like 8 Mile style. I'm Anthony Mackie, obviously.
Off the top, like improv?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
No.
It's not happening.
A pre-recorded thing where I can write down the lyrics and read them to a beat. I can do that.
All right.
I can't do it off the dome. Absolutely not.
That's very confident. I wouldn't even say I could do either. Right.
I've got some rhythm.
All right, fair enough. All right, I believe it. Listen, all right, it's time to talk all the PlayStation stuff. But just before we do that, a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, the Trophy Room store. New merch is in. Come check it out. Link in the description. Help support the show and look good doing it. Also, a little update about By the Players. This comes from our amazing mod, Drellish, who helps run By the Players. He says, dive into the By the Players discussion every month. Head on over to the By the Players channel on the Trophy Room Discord to sign up. This June, we are tackling God of War Ragnarok. Spots are filling up fast, so sign up by May 31st to join in the conversation. Got questions? Reach out to Marcus O'Neill, 79 or Drellish. And reminder, May's game is the epic Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. If you missed the April deadline but still want in, let Marcus Drellish know to be on the standby list. The By the Players, your monthly Trophy Room community hangout. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Yeah.
What an ad read by
Adding to
Drellish.
that, we just did our Hi-Fi Rush one this past weekend, which will go up live soon on the Patreon. It was a great time. To talk about a game that I feel like a lot of y'all are just passing on by. Hi-Fi Rush is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could be a part of that conversation this weekend. In all seriousness, my allergies were so bad I might as well have the flu.
They've been rough for a lot of people. It's just like the changing of the temperature and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So if I'm coming in like breathing heavy, I got a lot of mucus in me, boys. All right, it's
God
gross.
forbid you breathe.
I know, but it's just I can't breathe through my nose. Like I think Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, the combined hours of sleep I got was about 8.
I get that.
It was bad. I was dying. But
fun idea for the future that won't work ever. Let's do it. Let's do a recording with our CPAPs
on. Put them on.
I don't know about you because I have the nose one.
Same.
I can't talk because the air is pushing out and it's like I'm choking.
We're gonna both sound like Ekans when we're talking. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
That'd be great. Talk like slither little snaky snakes. And of course, before we square up the news, our Patreon pitch. The reason why we look so good, sound so great, is because of your generosity over on patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. I want to thank our newest member, Mike Thomas, at the Platinum tier. I want to thank our premium members, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. Our Platinum members, Jace Shea, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Yuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles in Bits, Bertos Maximos, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Silcanet, Decimine, Jadis Von Metal, Mitchell Gramling, Randy Hale. I want to thank our gold member, Cypher Primus, Darth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie. We might get to hang out this summer. I'm so excited. I'm thrilled. I can't wait. Let's see. Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Ageless Hermit, Androsaur, Astronaut Jr., The Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, Stone Cold E.T., Tino Sixspeed, and Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Harrington, Spam and Bamman, Matthew King, Duh Overlord, Dewane Raksha, Drellish, Rick Davis, Steph Midler, Samuel Nestling, Maximum Carnage, Solo, and the Lord Commander, Suddy. Thank you all so much for your generosity. It keeps the show going. This month is when all our big bills come in, so it really does help us out, even if it's just $1 our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. And you get hundreds of bonus shows, hundreds, I will even say it, thousands, I don't have the proof on that, of content, bonus content of us, just palling around, having fun. So if that is cool to you, like this week we did top tier where Kyle made a list. It wasn't great, and I made a better one, and we decide who has the best list.
I forgot to tweet that out.
I'll tweet it out after this. Don't worry about
it.
Don't worry about it. And there will be no
how dare you say
bias
that, by the way,
when I tweet this out. No bias.
I hate that you say that because I know that means there'll be a biased tweet.
Oh, never. But just vote
sure, never.
Vote for the second photo. All right, Kyle, you want to square out the news, bud?
Sure. First bit of news that needs to be squared up comes to us from Kenneth Shepard over at Kotaku, and Kenneth writes, Kingdom Hearts movie is reportedly in the works. Kingdom Hearts, Square Enix's Disney cross Final Fantasy crossover, has been around so long it's surprising we haven't gotten some kind of animated series or film before now. Things got close at one point about 20 years ago, and you can find a rough and animatic of the pilot featuring the original game's voice talent. But according to the rumors, something on a much bigger scale might be in the works over at Disney, an animated theatrical film. The source of this is Disney-centric outlet The Dis Insider. Is that how you say that? The Dis Insider?
Yes.
Okay. Site founder Skylar Schuler wrote about the Kingdom Hearts movie in a mailbag post, saying sources had told the site a film adaptation of the crossover RPGs could be heading to theaters in the future. The project started as something that would be released on the Disney Plus streaming service, but the Dis Insider says more recently has heard the goal was to have something on the big screen. This lines up with another report from film industry insider Daniel RPK, who claimed a Kingdom Hearts adaptation was in the works at Disney on April 26th. However, according to the Dis Insider, nothing has been greenlit. So this may still be another animated Kingdom Hearts project that goes nowhere. While the movie sounds like it's in the early stages of development, we do know what's next for the Kingdom Hearts games. Kingdom Hearts 4 was revealed in 2022 and seems to expand the series' already expansive multiverse into something that resembles the real world. We don't know what form the Disney crossover worlds will take, but the series will have a lot more material to work with, as Disney has released several animated movies in the past decade that Kingdom Hearts has yet to touch.
Ooh wee. And then another insider has claimed that Kingdom Hearts 4 set to release in 2025.
Ooh, it feels
That
like
comes
we
from Insider
just got
Gamer.
3.
Actually, I feel like when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, it's been a minute. Like it's
I
like
guess
it
it's just
feels like
because
a while.
we've gotten 3
Hmm.
while doing Trophy Room, and the
Sure.
gap between 2 and 3 was so long that
Fair.
a shorter turnaround for 4 just seems weird to me.
That's fair. That's fair. And the reason why I bring this up for the first bit of news this week is A, lighthearted. I want to start on a good tone. B, when I think of Kingdom Hearts, I'm kind of thinking PlayStation. I don't know about y'all,
Oh yeah.
but Delicious Morsels writes in. He goes, "Hey guys, hope you're both doing well. Joe, I hope you're feeling much better than you were over the weekend." God, yeah. Whew. Having just finished my first ever playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2 last week, I gotta say the news of a potential movie has got me intrigued. Obviously, this is a great idea for not just Disney, but Square as well. But what do you think the movie will look like? If I think anything short of a whimsical mashup of Final Fantasy and Disney with original characters and a plot caught between would be a disappointment. But if we also know that the Final Fantasy element has been slowly fading from the series' most recent entries, how do you think they make something that will work in a runtime of a movie? That's a really great question, because to me, that's the problem with Kingdom Hearts. And this is why I think this news gets me really excited,
Mm-hmm.
or this rumor gets me excited, because to me, I remember Kingdom Hearts on PS2. I remember
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts 2 on PS2, and like being a kid and amazed at what I was seeing. But the story was so convoluted to me that it just kind of flew by me. It was like I
Mm-hmm.
was more interested in just discovering the Disney worlds than actually caring about the story, because it was just getting too big and too blown up. And God knows how many 1.5 and 2.7s there are, Birth by Sleeps. It gets a bit convoluted. So I feel like this movie, I don't know about you, Kyle, has a great potential to have a good starting point
Mm-hmm.
of, hey, this is what Kingdom Hearts is for the layman. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, and to that point, shout out to a friend of the show, Kevin Diaz, who does a Kingdom Hearts podcast where he's playing through them all. And,
Mm-hmm.
and they get together. I believe it's with Alexa Ray and Cam Hawkins, and I think
Mm-hmm.
somebody else is a part of it.
Dornbush.
And Dornbush, yeah, they all play. They've been going through the series, and Kevin for the first time, and to kind of talk about it. But the fact that there are so many games,
Mm-hmm.
and even these smaller ones, like the handheld ones, are pretty much integral to understanding the story. That
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think this is a great chance for them to kind of do a soft reboot of some sorts, and kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
here's how Kingdom Hearts started. I think it'd be a tough sell
Right.
to do a new story that adds on to where we've ended in the games. I definitely feel like they need to tell a little bit more of an origin of these characters, because like you grew up with it on PS2. Yeah, the Disney worlds are cool, but I'm a Final Fantasy fan, so seeing like Titus and
Loud.
Waka and
Yeah.
Selfie, not was it Selfie? Yeah, and Selfie in the main area in the first game, and then yeah, Cloud and Sephiroth and all these different characters pop up from Sid. Like I was in love with it, and I that's what kind of got me through it. And after two, I just kind of stopped because with you. I didn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, there's too many things. I'm not playing DS. I'm not like so like for me it's just like there's just too much middleware of Kingdom Hearts for me to keep track of. So like by the time 3 came out, I'm like I kind of clocked out on this franchise, but I do feel like this is a good way to get me back in to go sit in a theater and watch it and kind of have it be retold to me. That said, do you feel like the hardcore fans would be like, no, this has to be, we got to give the Xenomort, what a name, what a villain name,
Xenomort
era, we got to let that play out beat by beat. Do you think there's going to be the purists out there?
See, I think that is the hardest thing about this with any video game adaptation, where what do you show? What do you leave out? What do you do something brand new and only reference things that kind of went on? Like, there's a lot of moving pieces, and I don't have the answers to the correct way. But for me personally, I think a soft reboot of the story, not changing the beats or anything, because obviously it's important to stick with it, especially with new games on the horizon, but kind of retell it in a more streamlined way.
Sure.
Like in an hour and a half, hour 40, I think is smart. And you don't have to go all the way up to 3 because there's a lot there. Just do like 1 and whatever, or again, I don't know the exact timeline. I don't know if any of the handhelds are before 1 technically, or
yeah,
it's very strange. But I think that is the way to go and approach this, and actually get the people who make Kingdom Hearts behind it, because like that's why we love Last of Us. I started Fallout yesterday. Loved the first episode. Like I want to play Fallout 4 right now. Like and the people who make the games are in charge of it, or not in charge, but are a big part of making the transition into other forms of media. So they definitely need that for this. I think if any IP needs it, it's Kingdom Hearts.
Well, you think like Nomura is going to be like, no, this movie's going to be in between 3 and 4. Like, you know, he's going to be something crazy.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts, I think it's 3D, and it's they're bringing 3D back to the theaters, but it's 3D.287 with like an alpha with an alpha lettering next to it.
I like that. No, I think the fan base would have to understand. There's just so much lore. So like to me, having a like seeing Mario do so well, seeing like the Sonic movie do so well, them knowing their audiences and playing to them, I think if you take something that a lot of people know, like casual fans like me, starting at like Kingdom Hearts 1 and kind of making an abridged-ish version of it, but at the same time paying respect to it, I think makes a lot of sense. I think, and this is where, Kyle, I'm gonna be very controversial. I don't think we see many Final Fantasy characters in this. I think if this is a movie, what gets me excited thinking about it would be akin to like a Spider-Verse, where like you have your Donald and Goofy and Sora, and they're off on the adventure to go find what's her name? Kira, right? Yeah, Kyrie. There you go. And like, you know, you're trying to
fruit.
Yeah. And you're just trying to go off and like you're in the Toy Story world. You're in the goddamn like, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. But the thing is, like, it's true to form to the Disney IP. So like I'm thinking Jack Skellington is claymation, while like, you know, Woody's just classical Woody self. You know?
So it doesn't look like the PS2 version. It looks like the films as they were on the big screen. I'm with you on that one.
Exactly, having like Spider Noir there, having like Spider Punk with the different frames, like that excites me. And seeing movies like Spider-Verse tackle different art styles of a property has me really excited.
Can you imagine they decide to include the live action Disney movies in this one? and we just get Sora with the Lion King in real life.
Liking that would suck so bad.
Also, just to set the record straight, here is the Kingdom Hearts games in chronological order.
Oh God, okay.
Okay, you've got Kingdom Hearts X or Unchained X Union X, that's the first one. Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Point 2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, and then the first Kingdom Hearts game.
Okay.
So Kingdom Hearts is essentially the fifth entry in timeline order.
Yeah. I think it would be smart to have Nomura there kind of guiding the ship in a way of just like, hey, Disney's like, hey, this is how we're making it, but how can we do it correctly and faithfully for a modern audience, and kind of setting the ship there. But I want to know what you think here. The last thing, and then we'll move on to the even cooler news, PlayStation related news, is does a movie necessarily make sense, or would it get you more excited if this was an animated joint, like an animated show?
You mean like a season instead of one-off film?
Exactly.
Give me
like
a
season
TV
one,
season.
eight episodes. Okay.
I think this leads itself more to that because the story is so dense, and that might alleviate trying to fit everything in one single hour and a half film. But if you give it like 6 to 8 episodes to kind of breathe a little bit,
yeah,
like obviously not too much, but because then things might get a little too confusing. I think a TV series lends itself way more to Kingdom Hearts.
I would love to have like, I don't know. I know they have like a collection out there, but like those are two games, 1 and 2, especially Kingdom Hearts 2, are games that I would love to see like remastered or remade. Because I just have so many fond memories of that on my PS2. It's just, I don't know. That when I think about PS2, Kingdom Hearts is probably one of the first games that pops up. So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like that cover is iconic to me.
Iconic.
Both of them actually, like the silver one of the first one, and then the second one with like the blue starry night cover with the clock tower in the background. Oh my God, that was awesome.
And I think like a Disney Plus show makes even more sense, because then every episode you're like, hey, listen, we're in the Lion King.
Yeah,
the CGI one. Hey,
Sure.
we're in Aladdin.
And
Will Smith's here.
I
You
think
know, like,
did Delicious Morsels talk about it, or maybe Kenneth in the article itself? But like, maybe this will give them a chance to bring in these worlds that we want to see Sora in.
yeah,
Like bring in Marvel, bring in Star Wars, bring in like these other Disney like Onward or Soul, Inside Out would be funny. Like
oh yeah,
more properties that have come out since Kingdom Hearts that we haven't seen them in yet. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, that would be. And I think it also helps like give Kingdom Hearts fans, I think, more of what they like want to see. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like more of like some of the things like outside of just the mainstream Pixar, the mainstream Disney, you get to see like, I would love to see like what a Moana would look like.
Oh,
like
hell
you know,
yeah.
yeah, in the Kingdom Hearts setting. That would be dope. I don't know. That's it, Kyle. You know what I do know?
You know, multiplayer.
That's right. Take it away, good sir.
This news comes straight from the blog, because of course it did. Introducing a new way to invite PS5 players into your multiplayer sessions. Like so many PlayStation fans, our team loves gaming online, and we're passionate about making it easier for you to connect with other players and form new friendships while gaming. Today, we're excited to share that in the coming months, we'll introduce the ability for you to generate a shareable link on your PS5 console or on your PlayStation app and send it to other PS5 players through any messaging or social media platform. By opening the link, the recipient will be able to hop into your multiplayer session, even if they aren't already friends with you on PlayStation Network. For example, if you just met some new friends on your favorite social platform, you can send them a PS5 session invite in the same chat and start playing together right away without needing to add each other as friends on PS5 first. This feature is designed to complement existing methods of joining a session from within a PS5 game and is consistent for any supported PS5 game. As this is a new technology, a small percentage of PS5 games may require an update to ensure the session joins will work seamlessly. We'll collaborate with our development partners to explore the best solutions for those games. In addition, we've developed a unique widget for PS5 session invites shared in Discord. The widget dynamically refreshes to show the multiplayer session status, so you'll know if the session is still active before you join. Finally, in the coming months, we'll also introduce the ability for you to share your or another player's PlayStation Network profile on any messaging or social app by generating a link from PlayStation app, the PS5 console, or your web profile on PlayStation.com. These are just a few of the steps we're taking to make it easier for you to connect with players online and jump into multiplayer sessions together. We're committed to ongoing innovation in the space and listening to your feedback, so let us know what you think.
Now you know what, when you're in that Twitter beef with Noob Slayer 69
Say
420
1v1 me,
XX,
bro.
1v1 me on Rust, bam, drop the link on yeah, on the feed if Elon allows it.
Join me, coward.
Exactly. No, this seems really cool, but I don't know. What are your first thoughts when you saw this news? Because to me, it's like PlayStation Network profile. That's the thing that like struck out to me. Do you think that like, and like the Discord integration, do you see this as a possible way in the far future of PlayStation making it easier for people on PlayStation and people that are on a PlayStation supported device to play, let's just say, a Ghost of Tsushima Legends on their Discord? Do you think that's how this might work?
Say that again. Play it on the Discord. What do you mean? Like,
so let's just say I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. This is the thing I'm curious about.
Yeah.
I'm playing it on my, not Steam Deck. That's
You're playing
impossible.
on PC.
I'm playing on PC.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what? I want to play with my boys.
Uh-huh.
And I copy this link and I send it over to Discord, and then my friends on PS5 join me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean I think this is just the next evolution in multiplayer gaming, and I realize I'm talking out of my ass because I don't play online with other people a whole bunch, but like just the current process of steps of, okay, what's your PSN? Okay, I sent you a friend request. Okay, find me in the game. Okay, send me an invite in game, and it doesn't go through, or there's issues, whatever. To just make it be like, yeah, just give me a link that I can share, just like a Google Doc, where you can just copy the link and share it with people that you want to play with.
Yeah.
It just streamlines that completely, and you don't have to be on your PlayStation to send that. You can do it from your phone and be like, okay, I'm gonna hop on in 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes, whatever. Like, yeah.
I think that in the way you described it actually is probably how most of my gaming nights are with like the crew with Luke. Is just like, hey, what game are we playing? Oh, we're playing Call of Duty. Okay, log into the Call of Duty. Did you send me an invite? Yeah. And then you click on it, it doesn't go through, or I have to find them on that convoluted friends list over there. Like being able to just share a link easier with folks, that makes it far easier. It makes it far, just more comfortable.
And like you mentioned with like players on Steam, just like, here's a link, join me. Yeah, bam. Do it. Helldivers, are you kidding me? Yeah, we're gonna go save democracy right now. Join the link.
And man, that would make things so much easier. So I do think this is a Sony kind of future-proofing what they see as their inevitable future by going, hey, listen, this is something that I think, like Discord isn't going away anytime soon.
No.
This is something that I think gamers are going to really enjoy cross platforms, but connected via PSN. And at the moment, it's really awesome for people that are right now just going, hey, I'm coming home from work. Here is, the link to my session that I've made. Let's go and let's just save democracy together. Like that's pretty cool to me. That's a pretty cool little update.
And I'm sure that's not going to be like exactly how it'll work. I'm sure you'll probably, and now that I'm rereading the blog a little bit, you're probably going to have the game open before you get a link, but baby steps.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. We talked about two nice little stories.
Oh, boy.
All right, two nice little stories. They were fun. They were whimsical. They were what ifs. This is, let's go gaming with your bros, Now we're about to be a couple of gooners. You know, gooning around together.
Hold on,
Just a gang of gooners.
let me
You know?
grab my mask that will
Sure.
totally hide my identity, even though I use my real name to sign the petition. Let
Thank
me
you.
do that, just
Yeah.
in case.
Just in case.
You
Yeah.
fucking clowns. Zermina Khan over at PS Lifestyle writes, Stellar Blade runs into outfit censorship controversy at launch. Two quote-unquote censored Stellar Blade outfits ended up causing a social media ruckus over the game's launch weekend, with some players demanding that Shift Up revert the changes. Stellar Blade's Day 1 upgrade slightly modified the Holiday Rabbit and Cybernetic Bondage outfits for Eve, adding garments to cover up her privates a little bit, a move that some players have decried. There is a lot of misinformation floating online when it comes to Stellar Blade's outfits, including doctored images. What we can confirm, however, is that the Day 1 patch did slightly modify the Holiday Rabbit and Cybernetic Bondage outfits, but a statement from Shift Up CEO Hyung Tae Kim suggests that the post-patch version is the intended quote-unquote final product, so what players see is exactly what Shift Up wants them to see. Whether that's quote-unquote censorship or not is up to interpretation. But that hasn't stopped some players from launching a Change.org petition and littering both Stellar Blades and Kim's Twitter replies with demands to roll back the change. A post circulating on Reddit claims that Sony is offering refunds for Stellar Blade if players claim quote-unquote false advertisement. But we cannot verify the authenticity of the screenshots, as the text it contains neither mentions Stellar Blade nor carries a date. I find it highly unlikely that Sony would allow refunds over this hoopla. Also, Stellar Blade currently one of PS5's highest rated games by user score. LOL. That's Joe putting that in there. Yep. Stellar Blade user reviews have been rolling in all weekend, and with over 1,000 ratings, it's currently the highest rated PS5 game on Metacritic. A third highest rated PS5 game on Metacritic. While the game's critics' scores have been generally positive, garnering an average of 82 out of 100, it has earned universal acclaim with a user score of 9.1. Yeah. It's also the best-selling physical game in the UK last week.
Whoa, the boycotts work. Oh my goodness. So I saw this petition, Kyle. Mm-hmm. And it made me roll my eyes, because I was like, okay, what's being censored here? Right? Like, quote unquote, what's being censored? And when you take a look at the outfits, I had to squint, because I'm like, what's like the changes here? And it's literally adding, like, lack of better words, there's a sexy bunny outfit that she wears. You know, close your eyes, think of the sexiest bunny costume you ever seen in your life. Chances are that's the one she's wearing. And it has a deep V, right? So, like, you're seeing boobies. And I'm very, very mature. And all they did was they added an extra layer of cloth that's see-through, by the way, that isn't as deep of a V. There's another outfit being censored, Kyle. Jesus Christ. It's a white costume that I didn't even know. I couldn't. Oh, and there's also a little bit more clothing on her thigh, like an inch more fabric, God forbid.
Following the school code, right? The hands at the head, the hip dress has to be longer than the fingertips.
Absolutely not. And and then there's this other one that it's just like there's like a circle in between her chest, and they just patched it up. Like it's like the size of a handprint, and they covered that up a little bit. That's what got 50,000 virgins really upset on Monday. And listen, when I saw that again, I rolled when I saw the people making the videos. Understand, guys, I don't say this lightly. Please go watch every single one, because it is legitimately the funniest thing I've ever seen.
To add that to that too.
Yeah.
When you watch them, because I watched a couple.
I watched it. All of them.
I watched a couple.
In between the Kendrick disses, sure. I was.
And yes, did I chuckle? Yeah, there were a couple, because I couldn't tell if they were being for real or not.
Yeah, same.
but also realize that these are the same people who harass game
Hmm.
devs on a daily basis.
Yep.
And we are now putting their faces to the text that they write on the social media platform. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's just like
I,
it's
I I think I
just
know where you're going.
it
If
just sucks, you know? Like
pass me the
it's
ball for just a second
go
here,
Joe, go.
because it's like Del Walker on Twitter was just like, you know what? Seeing these videos, maybe I don't reply to every one of these guys anymore
Yeah, yeah.
because like. And truthfully, there are some people that I felt legitimately bad for because it seems like this is legitimately all they have,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and like you can't help but feel that way.
Yeah, it's honestly it is a complicated feeling on my end watching these because again, don't know if they're for real, so that's why I'm chuckling, but then again that it's that realization of okay, this is their Roman Empire. This is
Yeah,
this is what they think about,
this
and
is yeah,
this is their life. And I understand that. It is not something. Stop making me laugh. It's not something that we should take lightly at all.
right.
Because
Oh, don't catch my breath, Kyle.
I am not. I'm not here because I definitely don't want to yuck anyone's yum
Right,
and
right.
talk down about what their hobbies are. But there are other ways to funnel this energy. And like when I just think of real life things going on, like there are kids in schools that are worried about getting school
Yeah,
shootings every single
yeah,
day. Let's funnel that energy there. Let's funnel our energy to like ongoing world crises that are going
right.
on right now. Like, oh, we
Pollution.
got a little piece of clothing covering a digital female
Yeah,
character. That's what we're upset about.
not the windmills.
Use that
Come on.
energy elsewhere.
Yeah, man. I
All these
that's
special features in chat says this is their Selma.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, they're Alamo. You name it. It's it's sad. And it's also like, listen, I'm not here to belittle them anymore. Again, legitimately the funniest thing I've ever seen. You should really do check it out. That's now I'm gonna take Michelle's word. I'm gonna go high. You also have to be careful of who is, and we said this on a Patreon show. I'm gonna say it here again. Who is, fighting the fight for you, right? Because there was a part of me that wanted to rename this episode "Boobies, Butts, and Bad Actors," because there's a lot of bad actors that take something like this and go, okay, how can I make a spin to it? How can I say something that is controversial and is going to get me flack, but also maybe rile some people up? And so you do have people out there, I'm not going to name their names, that haven't been in development for over 10 plus years, that are going off and saying the most ridiculous things and then just going, and trust me, I worked in this industry, I know. And it's like, no. I've been in rooms with some developers and I'm like, I look at them and I'm like, that is a pie in the sky notion. Like, just because, I have a title to me does not mean diddly squat. And I think people need to know that there are people that may want to fight this fight, but aren't trying to get you into a Discord, isn't trying to sell you on a demo, right? Um, those are the kind of the voices you might want to listen to. When I see controversies like this, because it's very simple. It's like, and I understand there is, I think, something lost in translation where, the shift up teams is like, this is our one version for everywhere. And when people go, oh, it's censorship here in the States, absolutely not. First off, you don't want an A10 rating because you're never going to sell a game in a GameStop or on any storefront. It's also self-regulated by the games industry themselves, but it's also abroad. So some of the most stringent guidelines in terms of censorship, in terms of, in the guise, whatever you want to call it, of like protecting the youth, is places like South Korea, and in places where, ironically, where Shift Up is from, and places like Japan, most of all. Like Dead Space did not even get in to Japan to be able to be sold because there was too much blood. So there's a lot of cultures and customs that we don't understand that people are weaponizing to shovel out misinformation for the masses, and that's really dangerous.
I just want to quickly add to that for years growing up, we've heard stories of like Australia not getting GTA because of their regulations and other games that they don't have access to. They can't sell them because of the government and what they regulate.
Their ratings,
their version of ESRB or whatever it may be.
Because and I think, Kyle, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Is the Adderall
I also just want to add to what you said earlier. It's also not the US. It's also not Sony. Sony is not the one doing the censoring.
No, they're not.
Or whatever you want to call it. It's not censoring, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, regulating their content. No, it's definitely not Sony. And I saw so many people going, "Oh, Sony's leaving Shift Up high and dry because they want to see Shift Up go out a bit," like some like crazy stuff like that. It's like not at all. They want this game to succeed because they want
the amount of
Korean
money they
developers.
put into it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And like not even just that, but like they want to show Korean developers, hey, listen, when we have your game, because this is a new market we want to tap, we're going to back it fully like it is one of our big, tentpole titles. So like, to the people out there going, Sony censored them. What do you not think that they were working on this game for like 4 or 5 plus years and Sony had no idea what the game looked like? They didn't know what Eve looked like? You didn't think Shuhei Yoshida wandered down to Shift Up going, don't show me the game, just describe it for me. Like, no, Sony saw this game from day one and they went, okay, this is our Bayonetta. Okay, cool. This is our Femme Fatale game. All right, excellent. Let's do it. There's something here that we really like. And guess what? There is something here. Right now, it's one of my favorite games this year. Just action and the combat aside, like it's terrific. It's aggravating that we're talking about Eve still and not the basis of the game, but like, it's just a whole lot of misinformation, and it's so frustrating to see people fall for these bad actors time and time again. Just at the end of the day, peddling you anger and thumbnails, and it's annoying. And again, we go back to like, Australia, their ratings board is very tough. And Japan, their rating is very tough to get a game through cert there. So, for example, we talked about Dead Space, but, listen, this is an explicit podcast, so we could talk about it. Even their adult films are censored. So their bits and bobs, you don't see. So it's like, that's the type of like, culture that we don't understand because we're a Western audience. And so when we see, Eve is just covered up an inch more, they blame it on whatever side. And it's just always something a little bit more deeper than that. It's not as simple as that. And it's just annoying to see. And I love our community because I know none of us are like this. So it's very easy for me to come in going, ooh wee, this is something strange. And it just annoys me that it takes away from the greater conversation that is, this game's really good. It's really good. And we're just talking about an outfit.
I have it, but I'm excited.
That said, also, before we get to this next question, I do have an announcement.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm retiring the word slanger. Instead, guys, be a gooner with me. Just goon it up with me, okay? I found out what the word goon or gooning, the adjective, please, meant, and I'm co-opting it as my own. Don't know the meaning yet. I'm workshopping it, but it is, it's the best. Would you like to look it up, Kyle? Gooning, Gooning.
You're going to allow me to say this out loud on the show?
Yeah, why not?
Do you want me to go to the Urban Dictionary definition?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gooning, not gooner, just gooning.
You want me to read this full paragraph before we get to Jellish, or you want me to read it after Jellish?
Yeah, right before Jellish.
If anybody has kids around, maybe cover their ears for the next
All right,
minute or so.
maybe the first two
No,
sentences.
no, no. Let's read the full thing.
All right,
Okay?
fine.
Again, we're all adults here.
We're just gooning around.
Gooning may be most simply defined. This is a career highlight, by the way. May be most simply defined as the state that usually achieved after a prolonged edging session, when a man becomes completely hypnotized by the feeling radiating his penis. Since a gooning state can only be achieved after edging, the man's genitals will have become mightily aroused at this point, and every caress the male genitals are subjected to will trigger potent elation. As the man keeps edging and thus keeps experiencing intense pleasure, he enters a state of trance where his mind intimately merges with his genitals. I'm replacing some words because I don't feel comfortable saying them. The gooning state where he and his genitals become one. To be even more accurate, when the gooning state is achieved, the man's body becomes, for all intents and purposes, an appendage to his erection. When this state is achieved, the male becomes freed of all social codes of conduct, and his arousal alone dictates his reactions. As a result, a gooned out man will become very expressive and demonstrative. He may become very vocal, while his body and face might take on undignified expressions and poses, all in response to the intensely exquisite caresses his genitals are exposed to. Hence the term goon, since at this point the man effectively looks like a silly, foolish, or eccentric person. I would like to shout out my parents for allowing me to live the life I live. That might be the weirdest thing I've ever read out loud, but you're welcome, everybody.
So now, yeah, just, you know what? It just means we're clowning around. We're just a couple of gooners,
I
like that one.
I'm still house banger, and we're not having a house gooner shirt, by the way. No.
I'm thinking about the little lizard man.
Silk Cannon says, I know I was right to be house banger.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the little lizard man in Final Fantasy with like a little light. It's like a little wizard man. He's wearing a cloak.
Oh, Tonberries?
I think so, yeah. That's the gooner symbol. God bless Kyle. God bless.
Can I erase the last 2 minutes of that?
No, but I do feel like I do need to do a little bit of bleeping. That was a lot. All right, Drellish writes in. Oh, Jesus, right. Back to this PlayStation podcast. Greetings from sunny Germany to you, gents. Addressing the Stellar Blade controversy, I have 2 questions. Let me know what you think, okay? Beyond the Stellar outfits, do you think the changes to certain costumes in Stellar Blade can affect the overall artistic vision or narrative of the game? If so, how? And let's talk about money for a second.
Maybe. Don't have it.
Would love to. Is there any evidence that regional censorship has a significant negative impact on the game's total sales? If so, are there any alternative approaches besides censorship that developers can use to make their games appealing to a wider audience? Kyle, I have to cough real bad. Take it away.
Number one, no. The quote-unquote censorship of the cosmetic changes do not take away from the vision of the game, because they straight up just said, no, this is the version of the game. So at this point, I have to take the devs' words as the truth, as gospel, because it's coming from them. And again, these are all just tiny little cosmetic changes to costumes. It's not like they're not changing a full out like design of enemies or a level that we've already played or whatever. It's just a tiny little thing. And when it comes to like global sales, I think obviously it will hurt in that one region, but I think developers know fully going into it that is a possibility in that region of the world.
Right.
So they maneuver and they plan around it to like, oh, we're not going to really market so much in this country because we know it's not going to even be sold there. So we're going to put that money dedicated to that and push it into this other country or different other smaller countries to kind of boost sales that way.
I think you hit it right out of the park there, Kyle.
Thanks.
As I was caught gooning too hard.
No, please, no gooning on the podcast, okay?
Listen, us gooners got
This is a goon-free zone.
No, this is a pro gooning, okay?
No, only when we record. What do
Goon
you do?
to your heart's content.
What do you do when your camera is off? Goon away. I don't care.
All it means is we're just clowning around. We're a bunch of just silly little goons, you know? That's all it means. You don't have to take it.
Go watch that film, The Goon, under a different lens now, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, do I think it affects their artistic visions? Absolutely not. Like, they set off to do the thing. They definitely did the thing. There are plenty of attractive outfits. Eve's very attractive. Like, there's attractive characters in this game. The artistic vision they have, even just beyond Eve's aesthetic, the world's aesthetic, they wanted to capture and they nailed, right? So in all seriousness, nah, didn't affect it in the slightest. To me, just like an inch more fabric is not taking away from the overall essence. It's not like we made the Master Chief wear cat ears. We're not sadistic. But at the same exact time, does it have a negative impact on the game's global sales? No, it is selling really well. I'm super happy for this game because it is, again, a really good video game. So to me, I don't think it has a negative impact at all. I want to know, though, Kyle, for you, in all seriousness, do you think Sony and/or Shift Up addresses these folks? Because listen, I'm not going to scoff. 50,000 is a great number to hit. It's more than we hit in a month here on the show. So like 50,000 signed petitions. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Shift Up goes out and talks about it? Talks about the process?
Absolutely not.
No?
I think they can see through the smokescreen of what this is and be like, these are definitely just misinformed, misplaced energy and anger, and it's not. It'd be a different situation if this petition was to change something in the game that was actually harmful to a group of people,
right?
Or based on race, religion, whatever, and it was deeply disrespectful. This is a cosmetic thing, and I don't like that precedent being set. This is also like it reminds me a little bit about like the Mass Effect 3 ending with like the petition of people be like, oh, we hate this ending, you need to change it. And then they did, I believe, added like a DLC thing that kind of expands on it a little bit. But like, I don't know how I feel. Like, to me, it's all about what the people making the game want to give us.
Fair.
We should just absorb it and experience it. And that is our job in this transaction. We are not here to then put our input into the developer process and the artistic process. No, we take what is given to us, and that's it.
And if we like it, we consume it. If we don't, we
exactly
push it aside. That's just simply put.
And something I did want to, I thought of to the artistic vision of the game and how it changes. I don't know if you saw, I think it was yesterday, there was an indie game for a cozy farming game called, I think it was like Fae Farm or something like that. Okay. I could be mistaken, but they put out a tweet, and it was marketed as a cozy farming sim game.
Sure.
There's so many of those, right?
Yeah.
Then they put out a tweet saying, "Hey, which one makes the most sense for breast physics on this character model?" Which was not how that game was marketed beforehand. And they had 3 different like percentages of how much the physics are moving. And like that is changing the artistic vision of the game in a negative way. Because you marketed it as this thing, as a cozy farming game that, everyone can play and not take it to that level. And then here you are like, even if you're joking about it, it's just not a good move to make.
No. and that's true. It's not like, hey, listen, which is ironic because this is the outfit she wears for me. But it's like, listen, Eve's gonna wear a big sweater, okay? Day one patch, and every outfit is a different like colored poncho. Like that would be, yeah. You sold us on one thing, and then it looks completely different. But if it is legitimately 90% the same costume, and this is just one or two outfits, there's not a big complaint here. Again, it goes back to my biggest complaint. We're talking about the character and how she looks, and not the game that is fun to play.
I want to correct myself right now. It's not Fae Farm. It's not them. It's a game called Farm Folks.
Farm Folks.
Okay. That did that. And they addressed it. They put out an apology letter, but who knows?
Yeah. And yeah, so like at the end of the day, like I think you're right. Don't address it. It's the Streisand effect. It's bad actors.
It's
right?
how you started. So like what we're learning, let's not even acknowledge or reply to them on Twitter. It's like the same kind of level of thinking when it comes on the big scale of Sony and Shift Up.
Absolutely. And like there are some that you do not even like strong acknowledge, just go, yeah, we fixed it, which is like the hard R sign, graffiti sign, which is like one of the reasons why
that's more outrageous than this cosmetic thing.
Right. And also like an educational moment. Cause like for me, I'm like,
absolutely.
You would think, like, to me, I thought for a very long time, just like Linus did, hard R meant something else, but still derogatory. And it definitely means something different. And so someone on that team just goes, hey, listen, I know you guys are South Korean. Your demographics look wildly different than here in the States. Here in the States, that's a derogatory word, and here's how we can help you guys. It seems like something that was literally lost in translation, and the team went, oh, okay, and then took it out and replaced it with something else. And it was just like a little like innocent like graffiti, and then a sign that happened to be right next to it with with the letter R on it. So like, okay, those are the respectable changes that I like. The censorship thing has been a hilarious debacle, and an eye-opening one at that. But you know what, Kyle? Listen, let's talk about something right here, right now. This is something very strange. This is the next story on the list. Please take it away, good sir.
Yeah. Liam Croft over at Push Square writes, PS4 Classic Horizon Zero Dawn set to leave PS Plus Extra. The PS Store listing for Horizon Zero Dawn has been updated to state it's leaving PS Plus Extra on May 21st of 2024. As a first-party title published by Sony and internally developed at Guerrilla Games, the move comes as a surprise, as it was thought all the titles Sony holds the rights to would remain on the service in perpetuity. The game isn't appearing in the membership's Last Chance to Play section yet, but if you button through to its store page, an expiration date of May 21st, 2024 is listed. This is the same day 25 other PS5, PS4, and Classic titles are set to leave PS Plus Extra. With it being the complete edition, that means the Frozen Wilds expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn is also on its way out. The last time a game published by Sony left the service would be Marvel Spider-Man, which departed months before Marvel Spider-Man 2 launched as part of a quote-unquote normal content refresh. Getting into speculation on Reddit, some users think this might be happening because Sony has the long-rumored remake of Horizon Zero Dawn ready to announce and quickly release.
Ooh-wee. Yuna writes in, hey guys, hope you're both doing well. My question this week is Horizon Zero Dawn is leaving the 21st of this month. Do you think this is a sign that the rumored remaster is coming soon or something else? I can't think of a reason as to why they would take it off a first-party title if they did not have something planned. So I throw the ball over to you guys. What do you think they're planning by taking this off at this time? And I saw like some person go, guys, why are we talking about this? This is speculation. Yeah. Hey guy, it's a slow news week. Okay, let's relax. Kyle,
Joe,
what do you think? Is this a sign that we're gonna see the remake, sir?
I am only going off of what history has told us when this happened last.
Okay.
Spider-Man left a few months later. Oh my god, why am I blanking? I don't remember. I don't remember where I was going, but it's being words.
Oh, you got this.
I don't know where I'm going.
You come back to me. I saw the Brain
Spider-Man
Fart live.
Spider-Man left
Yes,
before Spider-Man 2, right?
correct.
Okay. Where I got crossed up, I thought of Miles Morales, and I was thinking of the
Oh, fair enough.
remastered, and
Fair
that
enough.
being the reason why. It's
Yeah.
I mean, this just makes sense. We just talked about last week of why Fallout numbers are being on the rise because of the show.
Hmm.
Or we're getting closer to an announcement of the Horizon show for real.
Sure.
And it might be a year out or so, but to have a new version of it coming soon makes sense. I do find it weird just having of them removing all for any first party thing from the store. Like
It wouldn't.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Right. Removing it out of the store is weird.
Again, PS Plus, by the way, you can still buy digitally.
Yeah. When to me, it's odd. It's strange. It does lend credence to the idea. Okay, why would they take this game off? But leave Horizon Forbidden West there. Like there has to be a good explanation as to why. So Brian Cutler said why are we talking about this? Well, in a few weeks when you see it the remake, that's why. This is definitely happening. I think we're gonna definitely see remake news this year. And whether that is one of the fall games for 2024 or not, that's probably the likely thing. I think you're right though, Kyle. I think in the terms of there is a TV show maybe 1 or 2 years out that they want the game to feel as good as the latest one, which is Forbidden West, and maybe fix some of the things that were issues so that it's more streamlined to feel like the sequel in some of its combat, maybe even quest design. Change it up just slightly, modernize it a bit so that people aren't going back and going, okay, so I'm here, with Fallout going, okay, I'm here, and oh wow, this is a 20 plus year old game, right? All right, for example, for me, I'm a PlayStation fan. I wanted to play New Vegas. There is no way. I wanted to play Fallout 3. There is no way. And you could guarantee there's someone over at Bethesda going, God damn it, we should have had those a remaster at they're as much as they're enjoying the sales. Don't get me wrong. There's probably someone going, yeah, this is great. I mean, man, if only we had a remaster.
They did a great job with the Fallout 4 next gen patch to arrive relatively soon afterwards.
It's right now a really bug mess. Is
it a mess? I have no idea. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, so I can see PlayStation's method here. I just don't know if it makes sense. And also, I don't want to put the cart before the horse as I say all this. Because you're right, this could be just them going, it's and now we just want you to buy it. Something really dumb.
It could be. It is perplexing though.
Yeah. But it leaves May 21st.
Okay.
It leaves May 21st.
You got a few weeks.
You got a few weeks. Anything could be announced in mid-May. Anything could be announced.
And if you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn yet, please do. Big reason why we're here doing the show.
Absolutely. It's literally the reason why we're here doing the show. Love that game. If only there was just a little less loincloth, All right.
No, stop it.
Gooner gang.
No.
All right, flash shoes. Gotta run. Gotta go fast. There's so much to talk about. For the 3rd anniversary Returnal Devs Housemarque announcements, this comes from Will Salmon over at Game Rant. It's been over 3 years since the launch of the roguelike shooter Returnal on PS5. To celebrate, developers Housemarque and comics publisher Dark Horse have announced and launched a new graphic novel that will intertwine with the story of the hit game. Returnal: Fallen Asteria has been created by the Housemarque brand team with Gregory Ludin, who is the creative director at the developer, and Khalid Osimi from Returnal's narrative team, with art by Igor Luvin and Aaron Jarvin.
You tried. Try.
finish. Not my strong suit. The story follows explorer Celine sometime after she has crashed onto the alien world of Atropos. According to the statement about the graphic novel, Celine, quote, must fight for her life against horrific hostiles and live beyond every shadow and trail of distorted memories. Mystery shrouds the world of Atropos, and Celine begins to wonder, will she find the answers to end her journey, or is this nightmare inescapable? Ooh wee. Kyle Stevenson,
Yep.
224-page comic graphic novel
Nope.
announced. What's that, Kyle?
224-page hardcover of the art of Returnal.
Oh, sorry.
The comic
My
is not
apologies.
220 pages long.
My apologies.
You're good.
Kyle, was this the news you wanted to see? Because a few days ago, all we saw was tomorrow, and then
And with
boom,
Celine's eyes. Yeah.
Celine's eyes, and then cut to black.
I don't know if that's an okay thing to ask. I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but like, I wasn't expecting anything. So
It seemed like PlayStation folks were like, "This is Returnal 2, let's go," and I just don't understand that in the slightest.
Oh, you mean PlayStation like content creator folks, not PlayStation themselves?
Just fans. Yeah,
just the fans. Yeah, they definitely were hyping up, and me too. Like I saw the eyes, I'm like, yes, give me more Returnal, please and thank you. And we are getting more Returnal. I think of like there's her Horizon graphic novel that's really really good. There's Bloodborne graphic novels which I need to get at some point.
Yes, sir.
The Last of Us American Dreams graphic novel is stellar.
Yep.
So anything more into the world of our game of the year in 2021, sign me up. And I love a good art book. And listen, if I can afford it at that time, you damn straight I'm gonna get it. Not that it's gonna break the bank crazy, but like, give me all the art that Returnal has to offer because it is gorgeous.
Yeah, no, this is awesome news. I didn't expect anything big because if it was DLC, we'd see it out of State of Play. If it was a sequel, we'd see it out of State of Play. I don't understand where people were like, "Oh my god, this is something." I was like, "No, it's probably like a statue or a comic."
Listen, I would have loved a statue.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Once we saw Dark Horse retweet it, and like, oh man, please, I would love a Celine statue.
Like Celine with the gun. There's ooey gooey stuff.
Or
coming
like
up.
a huge, again, this is more for people who have the space and can afford them, but a giant statue of Celine with that big tentacle monster like jumping at her.
Yep.
My God, I would kill for that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And like, this is cool. This is a great way of Housemarque celebrating this game and just celebrating with the fans. And there's been so many more people that have, gravitated to this game because it's on PlayStation Plus. And so seeing people just celebrate and go, yeah, wasn't this game freaking rad? Yeah, and PC. Like, wasn't this game rad? And people going, yeah, this game is rad. And just having that celebration of games, that's what it's about. No petitions, just fans gooning around.
Stop it.
I love it.
Oh my God, I hate it so much.
Don't tell me when I can goon or can't goon. All right. Helldivers 2 already ranks seventh in lifetime U.S. doll hair sales for Sony published games. This comes from Tana Ivan over at the VGC. According to research firm Circana, which published its U.S. games industry sales report for March on Wednesday, Helldivers 2, which topped February sales charts, placed at number 2 on March's and is the best-selling premium game of the year so far, based on dollar sales. This comes directly from Matt Piscatella. PC has been a huge part of success for Helldivers 2 in the US. With PC, Helldivers 2 is already the 7th highest grossing game published by Sony in their history. Without PC, it wouldn't currently rank among the top 20. So think about that in the history of PlayStation, dude.
Yeah, it's been a lot of really good games.
And Matt goes to say, not in any which order, but you got 3 Spider-Men, God of War, and Ghost of Tsushima that are part of those lists. Yeah. Helldivers in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
That is phenomenal.
I, I think, of course, PC has a huge thing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, shout out to a $40 game. It goes
Yes.
to show you that not everything needs to be a $70 premium thing, and
Yeah.
games of all sizes and prices are appealing and well worth your time.
Yeah.
Seeing a $40 game doesn't mean it's less than the bigger games.
Exactly. And hopefully this shows bigger studios, hey, let's make smaller risk projects that maybe cost a little less, that aren't $300 million to make and produce and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they can be something pretty big like a Helldivers.
Or release them on PC pretty close to day and date, and then we won't have to sell it at 70.
Yeah. Yeah. This is awesome news from Helldivers. Again, it proves many things. A, that PC is seemingly more and more like a viable option for PlayStation. We're going to see more multiplayer games hit that storefront for PlayStation. We're going to see more interconnectivity between PC and PS5. And I do believe that someone in a boardroom went, oh my God, 7th, this game, 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
Let's shorten this exclusive window, guys.
Yeah.
It's only making sense.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may hate to hear that, but I think that is God's honest
I
truth.
think those people need to broaden their minds.
Yeah, stop gooning around, you know?
Stop signing petitions.
That's right. Start buying Rise of Ronin, which Rise of Ronin, PS5 sales, beating the Nero series.
Oh.
Koei Tecmo has shared a brief sales update for the recent PS5 exclusive, revealing sales are surpassing the Nero series. Sorry, Nero series.
Neo.
Without post Neo. What did I say?
You said Nero with an R.
Oh, fuck me.
It's okay.
All right. Without posting any hard numbers, it goes to say the game has a quote unquote high evaluation amongst players, and the company is now looking at mid to long term growth for the title.
Good for them. Congrats.
Good for them. Good for them. Not gonna yuck that game's yum.
Nope.
It did it for them. Go for it. Kyle, again, allergies coming in. Do you mind reading the next story?
Yeah. This comes from Andy Chalk over at PC Gamer. Kerbal Space Program 2 developer Intercept Games and Roller Drome Studio, Roll 7, including the Ali Ali games, are reportedly closing as part of Take-Two's big layoff plan. A Bloomberg report says Take-Two Interactive is closing Kerbal Space Program 2 developer Intercept Games as part of a plan announced earlier this month aimed at reducing the publisher's total workforce by 5%. Roll 7, the developer of the Ali Ali games and Roller Drome, is also being closed according to the report. Word of the shutdown came by way of a worker adjustment and retraining notification via game developer of layoffs at Take-Two Interactive Software in Seattle. Intercept Games isn't mentioned by name in the Warren Post, but Seattle is where Intercept, founded in 2020 as part of Take-Two's private division label to take over development of Kerbal 2, is located. The Warren says 70 employees are being put out of work. The Warren notice describes the action as a quote-unquote closure, which led to speculation that Intercept Games wasn't just being cut, but eliminated entirely. Multiple job openings at Intercept that were listed on Take-Two's career page in January via the Wayback Machine have also been removed, although the Intercept website appears to still be trying to link to them. The closure is slated to take effect on June 28th.
This news sucks.
It's awful. Again, more talented devs are put out on the street looking for work. What makes this surprising to me, because I'm not super familiar with Intercept and Kerbal. I know Kerbal's huge.
That's what I was very surprised by that.
But like Roll 7, what they do with Ali Ali and Roller Drome just won a BAFTA, and they're still being shut down. Like, what else do they need to do as a studio and the games that they output to make it a viable thing to be kept on? And I know I forgot who said this, and they said it as a joke, but I truly believe this. Just take a few losses. GTA 6 is coming next year. You can afford some losses on these studios. Like, the Ali Ali games are, to me, have been the pinnacle of skateboarding games for years, since the OG Tony Hawk games, and Roller Drome, while I sucked at it, it was so cool and such a fun time.
Yep.
Super talented devs are again out of work, and it
sucks
I don't
because you think
understand it. I just don't understand it.
no, you think you join up with a company like 2K and you understand.
There's like a bit of a safety net involved. It
Yeah,
feels like
it's like, hey, this is a big company. We make smaller stuff. They know that. They got GTA. That's their cash cow. We could kind of go and make weird stuff and experiment a
we
bit.
got NBA 2K and
Right. Like Media Molecule is like, hey, listen, we got all these trophies, these BAFTA trophies. PlayStation really likes to keep us around, that type of stuff. Similar here, and it just, yeah, it's really heartbreaking to see. I hope everybody lands on their feet. Come on, man. GTA is literally next year. I don't understand this. That said, though, another bad news to end Flash news.
Do you want me to keep going?
I got it.
Okay.
You can get the next one because I just saw you just added something in. Horizon Call of the Mountain director Alex Barnes has been made redundant by developer Firesprite. His post on X, it has been a tough time over the past few months. Thank you to all the folks that have continued to help one another through all of this. You have been incredible. Barnes' message reads, the people at Firesprite and Gorilla who pulled together to build Call of the Mountain are some of the most talented and dedicated developers I've ever had the pleasure to work with. He added, it was an honor of a lifetime to have been a game director with a team like this. Heartbreaking news.
Absolutely.
Over there at Firesprite. Rumored to be working on a horror game. I'm hoping that works out for him, man.
They had the allegedly the Twisted Metal game that got canceled.
Right. So it's heartbreaking. I'm pulling for this team, but also it just goes to show where PSVR 2 is in the mindshare of Sony. It's not.
And speaking of the thing that
that's the team they decided to lay off. I just when I see people try to, put bandages around the situation, just call it as it is, man. It's awful.
Yeah. Sucks. And add to that, the thing I just added was Jeff Keighley. I saw this from Jeff today, that there's a new Batman Arkham game coming this year, late 2024, but it's an original MetaQuest VR title called Batman Arkham Shadow. We'll see it at SGF, so there's a confirmed game we're going to see.
Camouflage.
Camouflage is making it, who did Iron Man VR. Sony, what are we doing? If we really want to support PSVR 2, how would you let Zuckerberg get this? Because now it's on, and I get the meta, the Quest community is diehard, and they're gonna swoop it up and buy it in droves. It's a great thing, but give PSVR was where the first Arkham game was.
Yeah,
the Arkham VR mission or whatever it was. If you want to give everyone a reason why we own this headset, which admittedly I have not used in a while.
Yep.
This is a massive IP that people love.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just letting it go. You're just not even fighting for it, which I find odd and strange.
Yeah, I mean, because VR is it's a niche market, man. It's still so small. I mean, we're seeing Apple go, listen, who knew a $3,500 headset wouldn't be the bee's knees, and cut production of it as well. So it's like, even when you have one of the richest companies, depending on the day, in the world saying this isn't in it for us, yeah, I can see why PlayStation doesn't put the gas behind it. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer because I have one. I know people that are listening have one and are passionate about it. I'm passionate about it, but it just. This news doesn't seem reassuring.
As fans of VR, knowing that Meta is getting the Quest is getting this new Arkham game, on top of them having that was it Asgard's Wrath 2?
Yeah. Yep.
It makes me want to get a Quest.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job of making me want that headset over the one that I already own, that I don't really need because I already own a VR headset. It's just a bummer.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. All right, Kyle, listen. Because it's going to be May. I'm sorry.
It's going to be 10 days to my birthday.
Ooh, well, guess what? Here's a couple of early birthday presents for you. PlayStation Plus games for the month of May: EA Sports FC 24 on
Mm-hmm.
PS5, PS4, Ghost Runner 2 on PS5, Tunic on PS5, PS4, and Destiny 2 Lightfall PS5 and PS4. How do you feel about those games?
Pretty solid month.
Pretty solid. Ghost
Tunic
Runner
is
2.
great. It's not my thing, but it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Runner 2, if you like fast-paced action games, parkour running, Ghost Runner 2
Parkour.
is pretty cool. Not everyone's a soccer fan, but I'm going to dabble in it. It's fine.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
And again, more Destiny stuff, which I think they need to lean into a little bit more when
Absolutely.
it comes to PS Plus.
All right, Kyle. We're running a little bit late, but I want to know what you've been playing this week, bud.
Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Work's been a lot, so I've been
Fair.
wanting to watch more. So, like I mentioned, I watched the first episode of Fallout last night.
Good.
Stellar. I'm like very eager to maybe watch an episode or two tonight because I don't have to go into work tomorrow until a little later. Got to go to the DMV to get a license renewed. Yay.
Yeah.
So that's great. But I've been grinding away at Rebirth.
Okay.
I've now gotten to the point where I think it's chapter 12. A whole bunch of other side quests popped up in areas that I've already 100%ed. So I'm going around doing all that stuff. And I've become the Queen's Blood champion. I've done all of Queen's Blood.
Nice.
It's really, really cool. You're going to really enjoy the way that ends.
Okay.
I'm having a great time still. It's currently still my game of the year. We'll see how it goes story-wise when I keep going, but I'm just
Having a blast.
I'm in awe of what they did.
Okay.
I'm very excited to keep going.
I really can't wait to talk to you in the community when we do buy the players this month because I have thoughts about this game. Like I still have yet to beat it. It's on the back burner until I beat Stellar Blade, and then I'll get back to it. Because I do want to beat because I really do love this game so much, but there's just so much pacing problems for me right now with that game. Too many mini games.
Yep.
Too many mini games.
I gotcha.
It's supposed to be the fate of the world. Why am I on? Why am I in Las Vegas casino? You know.
I'm having a great time with the mini games, but I understand why people hate them.
Fair enough. Yeah. Gold Saucer could kick rocks. All right, Kyle.
Dare you?
I've been playing the game everybody's been talking about.
Yep.
Stellar Blade. What
Shout
do you want
out
to know
to you
about
getting
it
physically. I appreciate you.
I did. I mean, if you're gonna goon, you got to do it
my
physically.
God. What do I want to know about it is, does your thoughts from the demo, being high on the demo that we played, has that moved into the full game? Right. As you gotten more into the story, fought different bosses, have your thoughts changed in any area where you're like, I love what the demo's doing, full game maybe doesn't hit it, or it exceeds what I already thought?
So it got me thinking about genres because I've seen a lot of people. The other argument that we see or debate I'd much rather have about Stellar Blade is Souls. What is a Souls-like game now? Because, I've seen a lot of people reference, it has the targeting like that of a Souls game. Yes, Kyle.
To me, Souls game needs a couple components. Retrieving souls after death, a bonfire, a place to level up and reset enemies, and big, massive, hard bosses. Those are the three things.
I mean, it's got one of those things.
Yeah. Does it not have two of those things?
Two of those things. They have like bonfire-ish.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It got me thinking.
Stations, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to think a Souls-like is a cop-out way of like just saying, hey, this is a different type of action game. Like this is a sub-genre within. It's kind of like saying roguelike. It's like roguelike doesn't really describe the genre. It just describes, okay, there's a mechanic that when you die, you come back and you lose everything. Like there are mechanics that are similar, but this is a modern day action game. And it has all the fixings that you would. It really, there's more that is in relations to Jedi Survivor than, a From Software game. Like I don't see the Souls I don't see the quote unquote it's a Souls game here. It's different, and it, even Sekiro is a closer analogy to that. That said, though, and I mean this wholeheartedly, Stellar Blade may have some of my favorite combat in a video game that I've experienced in recent years. It's phenomenal. It's genuinely it does what I wish sometimes Jedi Survivor would do. And it feels like when you get a new ability, it doesn't feel like it's just hamstrung. It feels super purposeful, and it plays into the mechanics that you already know and love. So like you have a mechanic where you get special abilities when you parry, or you get special abilities when you do an attack, or you do a perfect dodge. You get to hit L1 and square, then all of a sudden you're like spearing them with your sword, or you're doing an arc like slash, that's an AoE, or you're doing like something that breaks a shield. And then if you do, this is later on in the game, but like if you do parries, you have this massive AoE that you can go and chain because parrying is harder to do. So it rewards you even more for being good at it or competent at the combat. And those things don't go away after the combat's done. You still have those things saved up. So you could go into another encounter and just totally annihilate whoever was even thinking about messing you up. It's a really, really fun time. And honestly, combat wise, it's stellar. um, Again, it's some of the best mechanics I've seen. I've seen some people talk about the talent trees are a little bit weird. I don't know about that, bud. I think the talent trees are fine. I think every time we see a talent tree in a video game, we go, we could have done a little bit better here. But I think it does a good job. I think where this game falters is in the clothing. There's just not enough. Sorry, only kidding. Where the game falters a bit is characters and story. I'm 16 hours into the game, and now I finally got to a good question that I want answered. Before, it's just a lot of convoluted, I really want to be near so bad vibes. And it just doesn't quite hit it. It's weird because it's like there's a lot of good world building things. Like the world's interesting. It's just not being displayed to me not carefully. It's not being displayed to me right. It feels like it's mismatched and out of order. And there's questions going into it that they act like you, the character, already knows. And so it just feels odd. And those questions still linger even 16 hours into the game. It's just, I would have done things different. There's nothing wrong pacing wise. It's just how the story is told is just a little odd. It seems like it wants to do the Gwimar system in Destiny, or a Dark Souls, where it's like, I'm going to tell it to you through an item, while at the same exact time telling you this narrative story. But those items fit into the narrative. So it's not like it's world building. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's just very weird. It's very odd. The characters are kind of lost in translation, I feel. They kind of just feel like they're cardboard. I don't think the voice actors are given enough clearance to kind of go beyond what's in the written page. It's like, no. What Chat GPT translated is what you're reading. Because there's just some lines in dialogue that just, not to say it doesn't sound right, it just sounds kind of like robotic.
To
and
be
some
clear,
of the characters,
AI didn't write the script.
No.
Yeah, that was for joking purposes, in case anyone.
It's for joking purposes, yeah. Just gooning around. So for me, that was the thing that was like taking it out for me, especially Adam in the game. Adam, rough. That was rough. Eve, though, I feel like there's something there that when they make a sequel, they can flesh her out and make her a true kick-ass, like, femme fatale that I know they desperately want. I'm getting to a point that maybe we're about to see it, but she just doesn't have. She's
It's not
too. I
clicking
think.
yet.
Yeah, it's just
Little
too
too vanilla.
reserved. Yeah.
Okay.
So the dialogue and the story very much take a backseat in what is, again, a really stellar action game. Like if you
Yeah.
just want, if you want a Jedi like Survivor, you want a Sekiro like action experience where it is about dodging, it's definitely about parrying, where you're able to, have a story mode, normal mode, and when you beat the game, new game plus hard mode. Um, there's a little something for everyone here, so it's a lot more approachable than some other games out there
I
in that same genre.
again haven't played it other than the demo. I think what you are expressing comes with the territory of it being a first game,
Yep.
and that them nailing, I think, what's most important with the combat, so that an eventual sequel can address those things. Because, like, honestly, Horizon had a similar journey where
Hmm.
there are some things Zero Dawn was better at than others, like having a meaningful side quests and facial animations and choices, whatever. Where the combat was excellent, and then in Forbidden West they improved on that, and then like
Yeah.
this is a good starting point for an eventual sequel or whatever.
Yeah.
Not saying that this game is bad because it sounds amazing. It's
And
just growing
I
pains.
John Wismer writes, it's like more like it's action. It's like Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry with Dead Space and Prey mixed all together. Like there are parts where I do feel legitimately scared. Like there are some scary parts in that game, especially the subway and some of the more darker areas. Like I
Sure.
do get that vibe, John. And yeah, it really does feel like people that made this loved the action games of old, but understood that the formula of the modern day action game is probably at its peak or at its perfection in terms of like controls. So let's see how it can translate here. And it's again, it's really, really good. I also want to mention here, first off, art's great. I think most of the outfits on Eve are pretty cool. There's one where she has like I got her on this like big like comfy sweater looking thing. There's a cool like one where she looks like she's in SEAL Team 6. There's more risque ones, and I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum there. If you're into that, to me, the enemies look really sick. There are some Cthulhu-like monsters in here that I really dug, and when I wasn't, they're so good that when I wasn't fighting, I'm like, man, I wish I was, because they were really interesting. There's so much variety in enemies and in their design that I just really appreciate. The level design overall, yeah, probably a place where they can definitely um, definitely learn some things from, but I don't hate it. It's not the worst thing in the world. When it's more linear and there's not the big hub worlds, it's pretty tight. The only thing I don't like is the platforming elements. Um, she's a bit,
That
she's a
was
little bit too loosey
in the
goosey.
demo. I felt that a little bit.
Yeah, so it makes some of the platforming a little finicky. But shout out to the music. That's the one thing I really wanted to highlight. The music is incredible. Just like the combat, man. These things got jams for days. So I'm 16 hours in Stellar Blade. I am absolutely head over heels in love with it.
Awesome.
I really like this game.
Uh,
Two out of three for me in terms of PlayStation X Dev.
Sweet. Just really quickly, is the demo the beginning of the full game?
Nope.
Oh, cool. So it
In
starts
fact,
differently.
yeah. In fact, you have yes and no. Sorry,
So
I
a
should.
little bit of a mix. Okay.
Yes, that's how the game starts.
Mm-hmm.
I would have started it differently. Not to say that it's not cool and bombastic,
Yeah.
but narratively wise, you'll see when you're 3 hours in, you're like, they had time to explain what's going on a little bit better.
Fair.
But the secondary boss that you meet, that is midway into the game, a
Okay.
little bit over a third when you have a bit more abilities.
Okay.
But and it's also a collectathon, so you're collecting outfits, you're collecting body boosts for
Mhm.
Eve that help her BE moves, which is your special abilities that you gain when you deal damage or you do perfect dodges. Um, Upgrade her health, all that type of stuff. So
Okay.
it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying myself quite a bit.
Can I ask you about something not related to Stellar Blade?
Okay, yeah.
Because I see it behind you on your PlayStation home screen.
I knew you were gonna ask. Yeah.
How you feel about the crab game? Another crab treasure? Have you?
Truthfully,
Yeah. Again, I know you were. It's been a rough week for you, so
yes. Have not gotten the chance to
fair.
dive in with my little.
The fact that you have it makes me
Yeah.
happy. So we'll see.
Okay. You'll see. I will play a Crab's Treasure by next
Week.
episode.
Sweet.
I'll be talking about it. Yeah. All right, Kyle. Listen, are you holding on to something? Anything, dude.
Pen.
Ben, I'm holding on to just sheer wit. Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. Shouldn't have done that voice. That was a mistake.
Do you want me to take
I'm
over?
gonna cough in a minute. Yes, please.
On April 30th, Gordian Quest and Sea of Thieves comes to PlayStation, along with Tales from Candleforth. On May 1st, Space Mercenary Defense Force. May 2nd, Armed and Gelatinous Couch Edition. Candle Knight and Jack Holmes Messer Puppets, along with MotoGP 24. That comes out on May 2nd. And on May 3rd, Cyber Citizen Shockman 3, The Princess from Another World comes out.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
there you go.
Louis, go get Sea of Thieves, for the love of God, so I can just sink you big dumb dummies. Also, the platinum's not that difficult.
For
Sea of Thieves.
okay.
It's 245, but the platinum list I think is like 25. And if you're a good pirate like myself,
it's a Rocket League situation.
yes.
Well, you'll get the platinum, but it'll only say you have like 10% of trophies.
when I it didn't load in all my achievements, so I'm a little peeved about that. Let me see if I could do that now.
By the way, how's the Celeblade trophy list? Is it bad?
You're gonna have to beat it twice.
Okay.
There are some choices that you have to make.
Okay. Do I have to go on hard mode?
Not that I'm aware of now.
All right, good.
You do have to do New Game Plus, but honestly, I'm at the point of the game where it's like, give me some harder enemies, you know?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. See if these booting up on a PlayStation. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I don't know, not me. Hey, Kyle, listen, it's time for the last segment, but our favorite segment of the night. It's time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw!
Mistake again.
First bid on the Sony Pony Express comes from M9 Prime. M9 writes in, question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah. Good day, gentlemen. I've been playing Resident Evil 4 Remake and loving it. However, the last time I played RE4 was on the GameCube, and I'm realizing the way I remembered the game was so different than the game actually is. I know this is a remake and some things were changed, but my memory of the original had Ashley followed me almost through the whole game, but I am now realizing how much time you spend without her. Are there any games you have gone back to or remakes you played that are quite a bit different than you remember them? Like when I replayed Control, I didn't realize how late into the game you get the levitation ability.
Oh, man. Almost every single game that I go back to replay, I remember it a little bit differently. Yeah.
The last time that I experienced that was when I replayed God of War 2018 ahead of Ragnarok.
Okay.
The whole section of when Atreus gets a little testy and teen angst. Yeah. I forgot, other than the fact that he does that little personality change, I forgot most of that section. So when I'm replaying it, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, no, I really forgot about this, and like some parts with Balder. But there was, whenever I replay a game, there's always a section that I inevitably forget. I think the only exception where I will remember beat by beat is The Last of Us, because I played it so many times. There's not going to be anything that I misremember in that one.
For me, it has to be Halo, because I remember as a kid going through the original CE, going through the library section, and that taking an hour 30 minutes, and then playing it again during lockdown, I think, with Luke. I think we were playing it on Legendary, I forget. But like going through it I'm going, wow, yeah, no, this is definitely like I loved it when I was a kid. I was like, this is definitely a level that they needed to cushion for time. That and like the chapter, what is it? Would have been your daddy as well. I remember that completely different in Halo. But there are just some things that like the keys reveal, if you know, you know, and the flood reveal in Halo, to me, is still one of the best intros of an enemy. Have you ever seen it?
Nope.
Oh, holy shit, Kyle. Can I just explain it real fast?
I mean, you can. It is getting late. We are going long.
I know, but it's still, you see it through the perspective of a Marine that it turns into a flood. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's really good. It's real good. Video games are awesome.
I'm excited to experience that same kind of phenomenon again when I replay Ragnarok for by the players in June.
Yeah.
Switters B writes in, "Hi, and hope you both are having a fantastic week. With a ton of quarterly earnings from game companies happening in late April and into May, Sony is scheduled for May 14th, by the way. I was curious how you both feel the games media now views and makes articles when it comes to these earning calls. In many cases, very quickly after the announcements, most of the day's news is ripe with splashy headlines." What are you doing while I'm reading his story?
It looks like it's popping up now. It's beginning to populate the trophies.
Oh, okay.
It's not one for one, but I'm this is for science.
I say quickly because I am someone who was playing Frogger on my family's Atari in the early 80s, and we never had access to the quarterly earnings info in the 80s and 90s. When E3 became popular, many presentations began with a summary of things you get from an earnings call today. I say that because now we get sound bites and hyperbolic headlines that can easily be taken out of context if you don't dig deeper or read the entire article. I don't want to say all do this. Dom at Dom's Playing is a great example of someone who does the work research to break down the earnings calls, and what I would say is credible, but many gaming sites seem to just be looking for a soundbite. How do you both feel this can improve? And thank you both for always digging deeper when it comes to things like this. Love you two. Keep on being great and bringing a positive outlook on the games. Thank you, Switters. I'm so sorry for the Gooner segment earlier in the show.
I'll have to cut some of it out.
Oh, I'm totally fine leaving it. It's okay. It's up to you.
There's some graphic stuff in there. I think at least some beeps have to
All
go
right.
in there. I think you know what. I'm at the post goon clarity.
Yeah, you're like, maybe I'll go back to Slanger. Who knows?
Like, what have I done? No. Gooner Gang is gonna live. I think Slanger will still be here.
Okay.
In our hearts. Slanger is still there, but Gooner's a new one that is in for life.
To bring it back to Switter's question.
Yes.
I think it is something that media has to report on. Because it is newsworthy. I think a lot of the reputable sites do it correctly because they are actually like listening on those calls. But I feel like a lot of sites that write about it are just going off of other articles, and there could be like some misinterpretation going on. But like, I'm trying to word this so I don't get in trouble with the day job. There's definitely a thing, like media has to get people to click on the article. Right. So if the headline is a little bit sensationalized, it's just the nature of the game as much as that sucks, but like they need to do that so people will click and read it. So going with like the bad news as a headline and make it a little bit more than what it is kind of what the game is. Whether you like it or not. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I think you hit it right out of the park. First off, Switters, I made that because I definitely had a bad week. But I think you're right. I think first the problem is a lot of news now gets drip thread on social media. So like you're on Twitter and it's like Dom does a great job, but like there are
shout out to Benji Sales who was on the show too.
Yeah. Okami, like they all do really great work. And that's why we have them on the show, because we think they're great folks. That being said, there's some other folks that take it and twist it and then go make a YouTube video about it with red captions, like I did this week. You saw it? That was a good thumbnail. But like it's to get your attention. right? It's for eyes to look and for you to click and for SEO to prevail at
Mhm.
the end of the day. So it does make me wish for the time of the simpler days, where it's just like I didn't care what Banjo Kazooie sold because I'm just enjoying Banjo Kazooie,
Yeah.
right? I'm not caring what Kingdom Hearts 2 did because it's kind of like when we were talking about the Final Fantasy numbers. It's like, I know that the sequel's already greenlit. I'm going to get it. So
It doesn't
why
bug
do
me.
I need
Yeah.
to? Yeah. I don't care about the sales. Like, I believe Bloodborne should be at the sales of Minecraft,
It
but it's not. And that's okay
it's also
because
going back
I
to
like Bloodborne.
the earlier conversation we had tonight of where like our job as playing the games, it's just playing the games.
Right.
I realize we're in a bit of a different situation because we need to talk about the news of things, but like
hmm
we shouldn't have to have the burden of how well a game sells,
Yes.
right? Like that. How many weeks ago was it where that person said that we should tip devs?
Oh, yeah. That was
Like
yeah.
that stuff should not fall on our shoulders,
Right.
at the consumer shoulders. We should just be able to buy what we want to buy, play what
Mhm.
we want to play, and just have fun with it and not worry about if I don't buy this game, the game is going to fail. Like
Yeah.
it should be up to you. Don't ever feel pressured because the game's not doing well to go out and buy it.
And even like, and the last point too, like it is their job to report on it because it is news and it is newsworthy. And it's our jobs as aggregators to the news to discuss it in meaningful manner, right? Of like what this actually means for you, what it means for the developer, what it means for the industry in those aspects. There are people that have made, again, going back to it, a farce of a lot of those things, the bad actors. And that's what we have to be careful about. So what I've learned this week is like I really have to not just limit my time on social media, but I gotta really curtail it as to who I'm listening to because I can't be in the mud, right? So it's all about navigating your space and making sure your space is safe for you and it's what you would like to see. And when you would like to maybe venture out, you know, you could dip your toe in it that way. But yeah, at the same exact time, it's just video game sales. Nothing to
Yeah,
unless you're the dev, you really
absolutely.
all not care.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the last Sony Pony Express yeehaw question of the day, Cowboy
Yeah.
Danger D writes in, not so much of a question, but just wanted to stop in and say, I appreciate the hard work you guys have been doing on this pod and the amazing community. Thank you for spreading so much positivity each week. With all the craziness and weird BS going on in the gaming community as a whole, folks, please let's focus on the good in the community, the excellent games coming out, and don't get involved with the negative discourse. Doesn't matter what console you play on, enjoy the great games, and please go tell a dev or someone working hard in the game community thank you. Kildane had a beautiful rant last week, and I wanted to piggyback off of everything they said. Thank you, shiny side up, and everyone, let's just enjoy games and being kind to one another. Standing ovation, Cowboy.
Standing
Danger D.
ovation.
I agree.
Cowboy Danger D. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, we're seeing the space transform in a way that we never thought it would. Or well, we thought it would, but maybe not as soon as it has. Like we're seeing Xbox games on PlayStation. We're seeing PlayStation games on PC. It's a crazy time to be alive.
Nintendo's doing their thing.
God even knows if they even want to make another game again.
Who knows?
So like, we're seeing like, for example, shout out to both of them because we had them on the show, but like kind of funny getting rid of PS I Love You.
Yeah.
And
XCast.
And XCast. And I'm seeing a lot of Xbox shows trying to reform into something different because Xbox now the box doesn't matter as much. And so like there's less of a need to do the whole green versus blue than ever. We're lucky that we don't do as many shows as God Buddy does. God bless him. We're lucky that we've been doing that since the start of the show is bucking the trend of a PlayStation podcast having to talk about why Xbox sucks, and being a PlayStation podcast that primarily talks about a PlayStation centric stuff, but ventures out into the broader gaming news as well.
And
Like
just
we talked about
celebrates
Take Two,
games as a whole.
and celebrates games as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of what we do. It's why we love doing it. It's kind of like bringing back the, you know, respecting the people that make our games is a really big thing. And it doesn't get nearly enough traction as a dumb petition, but it ought to. It really should.
Agreed.
So, anything you want to spotlight? Anything you want to add to that before we get on out of here?
Yeah, I mean, I echo what Cowboy said. Go tell a dev how much you love their game or loved anything about it. It means the world to them. You can follow me at Mr. K-Step pretty much everywhere. 61 Indie for all your indie gaming news. We just announced the next showcase is happening September 19th. That's right, we're crazy. We're doing it again.
Why? So much.
It's a lot, but it's exciting. We're already cooking on some games, submission wise.
Okay.
And just to add to that last bit, thank you for bringing it up because I did want to say something about it. Not that it's going away forever. It's still alive in some shape or form. But like, shout out to PS I Love You for being such an inspiration to us as a show, to me personally, and the people behind it. Like me being lucky enough to be on that show in the return with Blessing and Greg is something of a personal and quote unquote career highlight of mine that I never thought I would be able to do. And the fact that it's sunsetting is a bummer.
Yeah.
But I completely understand, and it's for the best for Kind of Funny, and I wish the continued success of Gamescast and Games Daily, because they truly do amazing work over there.
Yeah. Again, it's a really weird transitional phase that we're in this industry that I am unfazed by.
Yeah.
It's very weird because like this show is a love letter to PS I Love You, the original PS I Love You. It's why I made it. It's because that show went off the air, and so I was just like, well, I ain't gonna get it if I don't make it myself. And it's turned into something that is like my weekly getaway. Like,
yeah.
I hate missing an episode because it's literally my favorite thing to do every week. I look forward to it. I had a really bad, brain day today, but the one thing that was a constant was I can't wait to go and do this podcast. I can't wait to talk to all y'all. I can't wait what the discussion's going to look like on Discord the next day. Like it, that wouldn't happen if two dudes didn't want to go make a show about PlayStation. So yeah. And to the one that started it all, Beyond.
Absolutely, Beyond.
Yeah. Just recognize the folks that, made this all possible for us.
That inspired so many podcasts that are going right now.
That's right.
It's pretty
and
crazy.
Listen, we're taking the bronze trophy now technically via technicality. Via technicality.
We're on the podium.
We're on the podium, everyone. We are now the third highest rated PlayStation podcast, depending on your region. This is excellent news.
We'll take it.
According
to my Spotify, we're the first thing when you search PlayStation.
God bless.
It's not the best metric to go for, but you know what? We'll take it.
No, I'll take it. That's a real metric I'm going to go by. It makes me feel nice. Everybody, you can follow me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. You can follow this show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. You could go give us a review over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can help support the show over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. It really does help. With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you. Keep hunting. Keep playing PlayStation. See y'all.
Bye. Love you.
Keep gooning.